How's it going, everyone? My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. So, I may have been right about a few things, and that makes me very, very happy. Some theories are good to go in my department. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to know what the fuck I'm talking about, link in the description that brings you to the playlist. So go ahead and click on that. Get a little bit of a recap. Watch the previous videos leading up to this video here. And yeah. Without further ado, I won't give out any more details. I just want to jump right on in, as I'm sure you all want me to do that as well. Let's go. I didn't really understand, Michael. But that was probably because we were still essentially strangers. Having been sent to the mansion as reparation for my mistakes, I wasn't sure who I might find there. But I was tentatively convinced he wasn't a terrible person. He didn't do anything to me except stay away. Michael spent most of his time in his chambers, which he had told me to never enter under any circumstances. So we rarely encountered one another in the halls. For that reason, I made an effort to be kind and cheerful on the sporadic occasions we did cross paths. I figured if I kept that up long enough, he would eventually warm up to me. And as new housemates, being able to enjoy our time together was obviously preferable to the alternative. Becoming hermits! All alone and isolated. If I did manage to break the ice, I hoped we would be able to do some talking about the mansion, about him, or perhaps about me. I just had to keep working at it. Keep on going. Michael didn't need me to take care of him.
He's a grown-ass man, of course not. Goddamn.
He handled his own day-to-day needs and activities by himself, and in fact, he didn't ask me for anything. An aristocrat who had no use for his servants. I hadn't met anyone like him before. Alright then. That meant about all I could do was clean. I wasn't sure how his room looked, but the rest of the house was, quite frankly, an absolute disaster.
How rude.
The dust was so heavy, it was obvious it hasn't been touched in years.
Let's get started.
It couldn't be healthy to live in these conditions, so I set out to clean each room in the house one by one. That said, it wasn't going to be an easy task. Not because I was bad at cleaning, in fact I considered myself quite good at it, but because it was nigh impossible to find all the dust and grime that needed cleaning under the flickering light of the candle. I can't understand how anyone sane can live in this darkness. What's wrong with him? Maybe he's actually a vampire? Oh god. Wouldn't that be something? I can see it now. Him sneaking out every night to suck the blood of pretty girls. Priceless. That means I'm in trouble. Look at me. Miss one-woman comedy show here. Yep. If I am able to get him to warm up to me though, maybe that will give me a little more room to make some changes. Whatever you say. Like opening some windows. No light and no fresh air. No, thank you. Anyway. I set the candlestick down, pulled over a chair to stand on, and started wiping down the shelf. The chair's leg seemed to be uneven, as it wobbled slightly underneath me. So many books. I wonder, do they all belong to him? I knew parchment was expensive, so it was rather astonishing seeing this many stacks of it in one place. There were even some books with bulky, extravagantly decorated covers. He does come from an esteemed family. I had spent enough time at his family's home. It was a constant bustle of servants and guests. The exact opposite of what this mansion was like. Why had he left his home? What had he done to be sent all the way out here to this remote mansion with a less than savory reputation? I need to be careful not to overstep my bounds. My bounds! I am a servant now. A servant. But once the thought had crossed my mind, I couldn't get it out. I'd always had a bad tendency to chase my curiosities as soon as they struck, pushing to scratch the itch no matter how much my actions annoyed others. I couldn't do that here, though. I was simply a servant, and if I got on Michael's bad side, I risked getting thrown out. Wouldn't want that, no do we? No. I wonder what kind of books he's got in here. So I attempted to distract myself. I grabbed one of the books and attempted to pull it out. What? But the strings binding the parchment must have gotten tangled at the back. Whoa! Because the books on either side tilted back with it. Ah! And then the entire row came crashing down on top of me. Ow. Oh, for Christ's sake. I had fallen off the chair, and a downpour of books was still coming down on me. A mountain of dust with it. Seriously? What are you doing? What? Hello. Suddenly, Michael was there, looking down on me from a little ways away. Yes, keeping his distance. There was, as usual, not much I could read from his expression, but I could hear a vague trace of exasperation in his voice. I was doing some cleaning and... Impressive work. I'm usually better at this. It's just so dark. Mistakes should be expected. I really think we should open some windows, Master. Get some light, some air flowing through here. I never asked you to clean anything. You did this entirely yourself. But there's so much dust. Come on. It can't be good for you. I am perfectly healthy. I don't see the problem. Had he even seen himself? No way someone that skinny was perfectly healthy. You look like you have something to say. He can make out my face in this darkness?
I mean, your eyes do adjust after time, yes. I mean, sure, it's not good for your eyes, but, I mean, they do adjust.
Oh, you know, I wanted to be useful. And cleaning is about all I can do here, so, you know. I was sensing something else, but alright. He let out a sigh, stepped over toward the pile of books, and then reached his hand down for me. I suddenly felt a pain of embarrassment about the fact that I was still splayed out on the floor. But I raised my hand up to take his, only for him to pick up a book instead. You could at least help me up. You have legs. I'm sorry. That was my natural reaction as well. So I read that in my voice and not his. Oh, I really am Michael, aren't I? That's funny. Alright. Sorry about that. By the way, just do a check. Yeah, nope. Nothing. Alright. Nothing weird. Maybe it's because we're actually seeing the real origin instead of what we got last time, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But there's no trickery afoot in the backlogs. For now. Okay. He said, casually returning the book to the top shelf. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was a terrible person. Rough. Okay. Oh, I love the sprites, man. The art is so fucking good. God. I'm sorry. I mean, come on. She looks pretty. Come on. Right? The sprites are good, man. Anyway, sorry. Okay, back into it. So, Master, are all these books yours? Giselle asked, and not a trace of remorse visible on her face despite having made a mess of the room she was supposedly trying to clean. I gave a curt nod. Yeah, so we're switching between perspectives here. We were just in her perspective, now we're back into Michael's. So that's very interesting. Alright, we're kind of getting both perspectives in this one here. Impressive, I love it. Okay, anyway, sorry. Really? That's impressive. Must have been hard work getting them all in here. I'm sorry, I have no idea why I started giggling there. Okay. I read that, yeah. There's got to be 100 books here. You could fill a whole carriage at least. Carriage? Yeah. It's like you've got your own personal library. She had been pouting only a few moments earlier, but her smile was back in short order. Her jade eyes were like little balls of curiosity, glittering in the faint candlelight. I was not particularly fond of overly expressive, rather overly curious women. Did they not care that they trampled uninvited into other people's personal spaces? Or were they not even aware that their actions were invasive? I averted my gaze from hers. Oh no, sorry. I thought that was her talking because there was a slight change in the sprite. Okay, no, it's Michael. I receive one roughly every month. Oh, I see. Wait. She turned back toward the shelves. I presumed she understood the implications of what I had just said. The fact that there were nearly 100 tomes here, and I received only once a month. One once a month, excuse me. Giselle fell silent. I couldn't blame her if she thought my circumstances or my family, or of my bizarre life. But I didn't care what she thought of me. In fact, it was to my advantage for her to be uncomfortable. I just needed her to stay quiet and keep her nose out of my business. There's more than I thought. I said not to her but to myself. I had no reason to count the passage of time anymore. Only the book served as a record of how long I had been here. 121? What? There are 121 books! 10 years and 1 month!
Damn! She's good at math.
You were counting? I thought she had just sheepishly gone quiet. What an inscrutable woman. You've been here in the mansion for that long? All by yourself? The truth was, there had been times when I wasn't alone. But Giselle had no need to know that. You already know the answer. A look of pity formed in Giselle's eyes. Her jaded eyes. Enough. I never asked for her sympathy. I am here by choice. You mean you weren't banished here? No restraint to this woman. No. I came here of my own volition. I didn't care enough to elaborate, though. Picking another book up off the floor, I brushed the dust off its cover. It was a gaudily decorated tome. That's a very fancy book, isn't it? But apparently Giselle was unable to take a hint. What's it about? I let out a sigh and opened to no page in particular, sticking the book out towards her. She was a servant, and a woman. There was no way she could read. Let's see here. This land is hardly suitable for cultivation. It can only produce over sour grapes. I would probably get more out of it if I tore down the fields and made it into a market. Sounds like a lord's diary. You can read. I was caught slightly off guard. It was rare for a noble woman to be able to read and write, let alone a servant. Was she truly what she claimed to be?
Well, I did say in the last one that there were some discrepancies in her story. She could be lying. She could. A little suspicious. Giselle's a little sussy.
I'm a dork. I had someone teach me. So, is this book any interesting? It's dull, worth a stripe. I can't imagine why anyone thought it was worth binding. It's a tough crowd.
Her expression then, that was cute. In a weird way.
But it's not very often you get to see a lord's diary. I am rather curious what kinds of things he grabbed about. Lord or king, what value was there in another's grumbling? There was no knowledge contained within that book. Just emotions, unsightly scribbles. And there was nothing more exhausting in this world than being emotional. If you want to read it, be my guest. That wasn't my intention, but alright. Once I've got the whole mansion cleaned, I'll read it. I told you, you don't have to clean. Oh, I've got an idea, Master. If you are interested, maybe we could read together. Did you hear a word I just said? It's dull, worthless tripe. Still, you might see it differently if you read it with someone else. And I'm sure there are some books here you would enjoy, Master. You're wasting your time.
Did he just up and leave then? Wait.
Still nothing! Damn it! The suspicion and restraint budding between us was trite and insignificant at that point. She was still smiling after all. If I had been able to maintain that distance, then perhaps I wouldn't have ended up hurting her. Well, if that doesn't say tragedy's about to unfold, I don't know what does. But maybe it's not that big of a hurt, I guess, is the word he used. Rational, irrational. Alright. It had been a little under 2 weeks since I had moved in with Michael. Though we lived in the same house, we rarely saw each other. On unlucky days, I wouldn't see him at all. I wasn't sure if he ate in his room or our schedules were simply misaligned, but we never had any meals together. Perhaps he was deliberately avoiding me.
That has to be it. I know servant and master don't usually eat at the same table, but even so, you could be a little less obvious about it. Am I really that much of a nuisance? I'm not doing anything inappropriate, am I? I'm being pleasant and sociable, aren't I? I haven't given him any reason to not like me, I think. I hope.
He had never been very enthusiastic about my staying here. But I haven't had been given a chance. I had been sent here by his family. Besides...
No. Out with the negative thoughts. Gotta stay positive. Yeah, he hasn't tried to chase me out yet. I just haven't broken the ice.
I had to stay positive.
Optimistic.
Happy thoughts. And be myself. As long as I kept working at it, with enough time, Michael would surely come around and not be so distant.
I've got a goal, so let's get to work. First, I make supper. Then I ask him to have it with me. Gotta be proactive when it comes to the reclusive types.
Jesus. Alright, why not? Here's a way to start. Don't label him as such, like reclusive. Alright. To each of our own, okay? We're all different. But I get it, sometimes we're other, yeah, okay. Alright, here goes. Alright, here we go. Or, here would go.
But we're almost out of supplies. Well, so much for that.
The cellar was where the non-perishable food was stored. Dried food, smoked meats, cheeses, and a small scattering of root vegetables.
Looking at this makes me feel like a soldier holding down the castle's fortifications.
Had Michael really gone 10 years on nothing but this, I would have raised the white flag long ago. He said he hadn't left the mansion at all in those 10 years.
I assume he at least goes out to get supplies, right? Running out of food is kind of a life or death matter.
I was about to say letdown. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, dying is a letdown, yeah, sure.
I can't believe he hasn't set foot outside even once in...
What are you blabbling on about?
What? Oh no, he overheard me.
I assumed you were talking to someone.
Huh? Does anyone else live here, Master? I haven't seen anyone.
It is just the two of us. Alive, anyway.
You mean there are ghosts?
Something of the sort.
There you go again with the jokes. I'm not a child. You're not going to trick me like that.
There are adults who believe in such things.
I suppose. I don't really believe in ghosts or demons or curses of any of that matter. The church just tries to convince people they're real so they can squeeze more money out of them. Am I going to have to turn you over to the church, you blasphemer? No. I pray every day, honest. I don't particularly care either way. I'm returning to my chambers. What? Wait, already? You didn't, come down for food? I only came down because I heard voices. A moment. Please just wait a second. What? Our stores are almost empty. What do you normally do when you need more food? I'll happily accompany you on a trip to the market. Already? That was fast. There are two of us. I kind of... well, we'll see. I had a thought just enter my head, but we'll see what happens. Anyway. I really don't eat that much, do I? Maybe you do. Porky pig. In the dim light, it was difficult to make out Michael's expression, but I thought I could see a tinge of annoyance on his face. Hold your ground, Giselle. You said you wanted to get closer to him. Is that a parsnip? Michael was holding a tangled ball of roots. The reason I asked was because the parsnip looked like it was on the verge of total decomposition. See, there's still food. Wait, what? Okay. He then handed it to me. Wait, you want to eat that? It's clearly seen better days. You're going to get sick. Or are you telling me you can survive on rotten vegetables? Of course I won't eat it. I just figured you were hardly enough to survive. Wait, what? Did I read that right? I just figured you were hardly, hardy! Why? I don't know why I was adding an L there. Okay, well, whatever. What do you think I am? Oh, he is definitely a jerk. Or that the resulting diarrhea might reduce your appetite. You're kidding, right? You can't be serious. Anyway, we should bury that outside. Then we can go purchase fresh supplies. I told you, I don't go outside. And how do you... Huh? A visitor? Who could it be? Perfect timing. You're a servant, make yourself useful and go retrieve the package. If it's not delivery but a wanderer, chase them off. What? Package? Master? He just walks off. Okay. Fantastic. By the way, I don't know if it's just me, but the music in this one chapter is like very loud. Huh. Weird. Okay. Hold on a second. What are you talking about? He's gone. What kind of delivery is he expecting? One that will answer your question, dearie. Michael stood there, unmoving, veiled in shadow. He glanced over at me, then threw his gaze to the front door. At his command, I raised the bar, pulling open the door. After nearly 2 weeks inside, the light from the settling sun almost blinded me. The world went white, my head pounding. She hissed at that moment. After a few moments of intense blinking, my eyes acclimated themselves to the evening sunlight. There was no one outside.
Only a crate easily large enough to fit a child.
That's oddly specific. Are we about to eat a child? Eat a human being? Oh my god, that's blasphemy. No, I will not accept it. Is this a package? There's another twist. Cannibalism. Master?
I turned back to face Michael, but he wouldn't meet my eyes. Though it seemed more like he was avoiding looking at the light than at me.
He's starting to seem more and more like a vampire. Not that I believe in vampires, of course. Regardless, I pray there's nothing bad in here.
That's heavy. Master, could I get some help? Gee, thanks. I am a servant, admittedly, but this is a lot to ask of just one girl. A little help would sure be nice. Once it's inside, close and bar the door, he said disappointedly, his head still turned toward the darkness. The darkness.
As you wish, Master.
That's right, just as I wish. Once the door was shut, I found myself sucked back into a world of darkness. It hadn't even been 2 weeks, but the lack of light was beginning to become my normal. The outside world growing farther and farther away.
Being holed up in here is definitely not good for me. I should go for a walk sometime. Maybe plant some flowers or vegetables. Yeah, I like that idea. Maybe I can grow that old tangle of roots into some fresh parsnip. What else do we have to plant? It'd be great if there were some flower seeds.
What are you doing? Open the box now.
As you wish, Master. Oh, there's food inside?
In the box was a burlap sack filled with berries, root vegetables, and smoked meats, as well as an assortment of bread, fruits, and wine. Aside from the fruit and bread, everything else was the same as what Michael kept in the cellar. And buried beneath the burlap sack was a single book.
1 book a month. He really hasn't gone outside in 10 years.
It appears you have begun to grasp the situation.
Yeah. But why? This was delivered by someone from your house, Master, wasn't it?
A servant, I assume.
Why would they leave without saying anything?
No one wants to talk to a cursed man. In the past, they would occasionally check in on me, but that hasn't happened recently.
They think you're cursed.
Ah, right. You don't believe in curses? Then come up with your own explanation. An excuse for them to want to stay away from me. That, for example, I killed someone. Or maybe that I'm insane.
I couldn't.
Regardless, I am not normal. Bring the food down to the cellar, the book to the library. You are, of course, free to refuse and run back off into the woods.
I'll do it.
All right. Then you take care of that.
Hey.
What is it?
I just noticed there's something else in here. It's wrapped in cloth. What could it be? Oh, a painting. For you to hang up somewhere in the house, I presume.
Oh, he's shocked by that. Backlog. Yeah. Still nothing.
I guess I don't have to check it for a while now, huh? Okay. It's so dark I can't see it very well, but I'm sure it's...
Don't touch that!
What?
Michael, who had kept his distance from me until that point, suddenly marched over and ripped the painting from my grasp.
But, Master?
His face was twisted into a look I had never seen him make before. Was it indignation, disgust, hatred, or panic? I couldn't tell, but there was more than enough negative pressure to cause me to flinch back.
Is that painting perhaps, something important?
Music changed. Hello?
Oh no, is my mouse dying again? For a while now, I can't fucking right-click. God damn it. I don't even click on the right-clicking button. Oh, son of a bitch. This mouse is useless. I gotta have to buy another one.
Anyway. A landscape painting. He muttered under his breath, the tension melting away from his face. I was left looking at his unusual, blank, impenetrable expression. But his eyes were still fixated on the picture, staring at it unblinkingly. Why a landscape painting? Some kind of passive-aggressive message? It's not of anywhere nearby. Did they travel somewhere? Well, it's not of that girl, so that's an improvement.
Oh. Okay, well, first off, this is definitely different from the last time, but, there's a girl involved. Suspicious. Alright. Huh. Master?
Oh, you're still here.
Still here? Of course I'm still here! What do you think you has to take care of the package? What's with you? Just running over and snatching the painting from me. You scared me. Could you maybe explain yourself? What's so special about that painting?
I don't believe that's any of your business.
None of my... Of course it is! You ripped it out of my hands like I was some kind of thief. I have a right to know what that was all about. And maybe an apology while you're at it. You told me to open the box, so I did. Then all of a sudden you're angry.
We are not equals. Do not mistake yourself for my friend. You have a right to know. You have no such thing. You don't have to be rude. I'll say it again. Leave if you don't like it here.
Damn, all of a sudden got rude, boy.
Whew. I never asked for you to be here. That was your wish.
My wish? Are you out of your mind? I never asked for this. I never wished for it. Who in their right mind would want to be sent to some house in the middle of nowhere? Who would ever want to go through that? No. Calm down, Giselle. You can't get angry. You're right. That is what I wanted. But I never wanted to make you mad, or for us to argue like this. I just wanted to get to know you better, or to get closer to you. I mean, it would make things smoother for the both of us. It would make living together more enjoyable for us.
Listen carefully. This is very important for you to understand. Do not try to involve yourself with me. Do not go probing around for information. And if you can't do that, leave.
I
completely shut out. The glare he was giving me and the standoffish aura he was emanating were reflected in his tone of voice. Why Why did he try to push me away like that? Because it is all it's for your own good there, princess. Sorry, I had to. She's a pretty princess. Alright. It seemed that Giselle really didn't know much about me. Despite being sent here from my house, she was unaware of the monthly deliveries, as well as the reason why I lived in the mansion all by myself. Why, though, would they not have told her anything? Why would she been sent here left completely in the dark? Giselle looked up at me, fear and bewilderment in her eyes, though I thought I could see a glint of suspicion beneath it all. Like her true feelings were bubbling to the surface. Everyone had the darkness in them they kept hidden. No one was exactly who they appeared to be. She was undoubtedly thinking, I'm not here because I want to be. Damn, he's a smart cookie! I knew from the moment I first saw her that her bubbly sweet effect was all a facade. Had she thought I was dense enough to not realize? She was no different than anyone else. What I didn't understand, though, was why she refused to leave no matter how hard I pushed. What was she hiding beneath that innocent-looking face? What was she thinking? What did she carry on her shoulders? Everyone is hiding something, deceiving those around them. I had to figure out what she really was. May I ask you something? Yes? One day you arrived. You said you made a teeny tiny mistake while working at my family's house. Tell me about that. What did you do at the Ballinga estate? Was it Bollinger? Well, who cares? Who cares? It's pronounced however the fuck I want it to be. Oh yeah, her facial expression changed. Look at that. In that moment, brief though it was, her disposition wavered. Fear, terror, no, perhaps anger. I couldn't tell. Nevertheless, it was abundantly clear that that was a subject she had no interest in me breaching. And so she had borne her fangs. The smile she donned now was visibly forced. Oh god, yeah, you can see how forced it is. Oh, poor Giselle, man. What the hell happened? What the hell happened, man? It's nothing you need to concern yourself with, Master. I promise it was an insignificant little thing. Damn. She couldn't say. Why couldn't she tell me? What had she done there? What did this woman know about that house? What did she know about me? What was concealed beneath that smile of hers? If I'm being completely... I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Could be. I've been right about a few things. So my track record is pretty damn good. If I say so for myself. Right? Anyway. That expression tells me that something happened at the house. And they only live it... No, because we're still getting deliveries, right? Never mind. Shit. No, I don't know. This is, in fact, a mystery.
I was about to say, maybe he's like the last living member of the family, and that wouldn't make sense though, because he's still getting monthly deliveries, right? So, unless there's a off relative that's keeping up with, you know, the delivery system type thing, and like his parents and siblings are dead, at the very least, right? Except for her, the servant. I don't know, just a thought. Because that expression she's holding right now seems like that could be it. It's like a pained, like a familial pained expression. Anyways, I'm reading too much into it, obviously. I am the master of this house, and you are the servant. And still you refuse to tell me. Like I said, it's nothing. There's no reason to bother you with a mere servant's personal blunders, master. What are you hiding? I am not hiding anything. Okay, her expression softened up, so she's maybe not really hiding any. What the fuck is happening? You gotta be careful in looking at the expressions, I feel like. Okay. Then you should be able to tell me exactly what you did at the Belinja estate. Like I said, tell me now. Tell me. You won't tell me a thing about yourself, and yet you demand others tell them about themselves? Here you are practically threatening me. Demanding I tell you something I don't want to talk about. And yet you still haven't told me anything about the painting. So I was right. You do have something to hide. How many times must I repeat myself? We are not equals here. Ooh. Oh, he approaching. He approaching. He approaching. I don't care if it's insignificant or something you don't want to talk about. What? I'm ordering you to tell me. A trifling blunder would not get someone sent to live with a cursed man in a house spoken of so unfavorably. Whatever she had done at the Belinga estate, that had something to do with why she was here. If she truly had done anything, then she had something to gain from this place, or possibly from me. And if that was the case, I had to get her to talk. To make me... Giselle's eyes were open wide. Not in this bright, but sure. I recognized the look she was giving me. I knew very well what that gaze meant. Oh my god! You're an abomination! It was the same as them. Fear, contempt, revulsion, repulsion. The way she acted. The way she spoke. It was exactly the same. You are no different. I made her uncomfortable. I made her afraid. She thought I was unpleasant. She thought I was despicable. She thought I was an abomination. In a frenzy, I grabbed her by the shoulders, clamping down far more powerfully than I had meant to do. Ow, stop! Her face contorted in pain, morphed into someone else's. Who was I directing my anger at? Where was this rage being aimed? Who are you calling an abomination? What? Tell me, who? So that first abomination comment was all in his head, but he thought she said that about him. Oof. Oof.
The black fur bubbling up from within me knew no end. The girl, she ridiculed me. She denied my identity with her glare. I couldn't escape from that phantom, that reality.
What I never called you a... No, get away from me! Get your hands off me!
Giselle's screams echoed in the entrance hall, rattling my eardrums. She frantically smacked my arms aside, and then I came back to my senses. She was standing a little ways away, breathing heavily, arms wrapped tight around her body, glowering at me, showing her opposition to my touching her. Enlightening.
No. You just, you startled me, that's all.
Some servant you are, telling your master not to touch you.
Oh, right, I have, I'm, allergic to people. It's a very unique condition, I hear. I mean, can you believe that? See? You know how some people get all red and itchy when they touch a dog or cat? It's that, except for people, So, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I beg your forgiveness.
Why don't you speak your mind?
What?
This is what's going through your mind right now. I have nothing to apologize for.
No, that's not...
I can somewhat sympathize with your plight, being made to apologize even though you are hurting. I raised my hand against you first, after all.
Then you forgive me?
Sympathy does not equate to forgiveness. Now, you take care of the package. I'm heading back to my chambers. What is it?
You're not going to make me leave after what I just did?
No, I am not. For it would seem I can make you leave on your own whenever I so please. Damn. Damn. Besides, I had yet to learn what she had done. It would be exceedingly difficult to get the story from her own mouth, which left me with one option. To write a letter to my mother, as much as they thought sorry. I thought that said they. I don't know why. As much as the very thought revolted me. Alright, that's the end of that segment. Alright, so that was very different, and, woo! That was a lot. That was indeed a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Encaged! We are now encaged! Oh my goodness gracious! Several days had passed since the package arrived. The end of my 3rd week living in the mansion was drawing near.
3 weeks, goddamn!
Michael wasn't getting any friendlier either. He continued to either snub or bluntly dismiss me whenever we crossed paths. Okay. I didn't understand why he acted that way around me. But there was little point in asking when he seemed to think there was little point in talking to me at all. Although at first I had been sure there was some way to get to him to warm up to me. The more time I spent in the mansion, the more my willpower began to feel like it was at its breaking point. I could tell myself to stay positive until I was blue in the face, but it would only work for so long.
Sag. The only pretty place in the whole house. I'm glad he hasn't covered it back up.
Blue moonlight shone quietly through the stained glass window, faintly illuminating some of the room. I hadn't noticed until now, but the room with the stained glass window appeared to be modeled after a chapel. Rows of pews faced the window, below which sat what used to be a pulpit. There was very little left of it, though, and an awkward length of silver was mounted to the pulpit's front face. What was, I assumed, formerly a cross.
A cross in a chapel? Yeah, that would make sense, yes.
Upon further reflection, rather than facing the window, the pews seemed to be pointing at the pulpit, or perhaps the cross hanging on it. I wasn't sure why there would be a chapel in the mansion, but I had no one to ask about it. Not even poor little Michael.
For a house of this size, a statue of Christ or the Virgin Mary seems more appropriate. It's a very well-made chapel at any rate.
I doubted Michael had had it built for himself. There would be no reason for him to cover the window if that were the case. Nor had I ever seen him come to pray.
He doesn't seem like one to believe in God. God. I'm not even sure if I do.
If God really existed, then surely the world would be a much more pleasant, peaceful place. No unfair disparities in money or power. No senseless misfortune. I certainly wouldn't have found myself here either. No. But God was evidently quite fond of giving mankind trials, so he would probably tell me with a straight face that this was one too. Or perhaps we simply had a false impression of him, and he didn't actually give us anything. He merely sat back and watched from somewhere far, far away. It wasn't his job to bring peace to the world or ensure our laws were fair. That was all mankind's responsibility.
What is God? What are angels? I have no idea. Maybe the Bible has answers. Why should I pray to someone so far away? How do I know my prayer is even getting there? But still, it's not like I have any other options.
So she's thinking about praying, huh?
Religion and all that.
Ooh.
Okay, this is new. Okay. Don't you worry. It will all work out, promise. I already know where I'm going to work. It's a really prominent noble house, way out of reach of some small-time merchants like us. You never know, this could be my big break. We're in a flashback, aren't we? Okay. Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't look so worried. I'll be just fine. Honestly. I'll make enough money for us to get back onto our feet. Oh, for goodness' sake. I can handle it. Leave everything to me. You just wait. I'll make our family into something you can be proud of. I'll be fine. Yeah. Say bye to Mom for me. I probably won't be home for a little while. What? You're afraid I'm going to make some careless mistake? I'm not that airheaded. I could be a refined and elegant young lady, thank you very much. Those nobles won't even know what to believe anymore. If you don't believe me, how about I give you a little taste? How are you doing this fine morning, master? Your morning beverage is ready, prepared with the utmost of care. See? How about that? Not bad, huh? What? You really think it sounded forced? Yeah. I did force it. I was the daughter of a merchant who ran a shop on the capital's main street. My father had passed away in a plague. Oof. So it was just me, my mother, and my older sister. Ooh. It would be a lie to say business was doing well. We struggled to squeak by day after taxes. But we couldn't just abandon the shop and leave the capital either. So we tried to make the best of what we were able to take in between the three of us. Then my sister fell in love with a moderately well-off aristocrat. Both my mom and I were supportive of her and her desire to marry. But their union almost fell apart because she was not suitable for him. Merchants were hardly the lowest class. What we lacked instead was wealth. We needed another source of money beyond what the shop took in. If only we had money, my sister could get married. If only we had money, my mom wouldn't have to work so hard. If only we had money. It was then that someone from the distinguished Ballinger estate approached me, of all people. He said there were in need of Abigails and would love to have me. He said that if I agreed to work for them, the Ballinger estate would take care of my family. That's a little bit too good to be true there. Sometimes that's actually true. It's too good. And so you get tricked. Generally speaking, noble houses took Abigails from other lower-ranked noble houses. It was unthinkable for someone of my status to receive such an offer. So I took it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance and accepted the offer. Okay, so just a slight bit of information on the backstory. Alright. Gotcha. I just pray that nothing bad happens to my sister. And that Mom is getting enough money to live comfortably. That's all I can do. They are nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. The light shining through the stained glass window began to grow murky, fading into blackness. It's approaching nighttime. It felt like a message from on high, that no, my prayers would not be answered. The bluish-white illumination shining down upon me disappeared as clouds blocked the moon. Oh, it's getting cloudy, gotcha. It's already nighttime, Oh, come on. You don't even want to look at a sullied woman like me? For heaven's sake. I never asked to end up like this. None of us really do ask for such things there, darling. But that's life. You know the saying? If you get served lemons, you must make lemonade. Deal with what you get. Do what you must in order to continue living, to continue to survive. You can do it. I believe in you. They are nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. Oh, come on. You don't even want to look at a sullied woman like me? Okay, so we're now in this... okay, now we're in the perspective of Michael, and okay, so he saw this portion of it. Oof, okay. He was hiding in the shadows. Oh, for heaven's sake. I never asked to end up like this.
Giselle was sitting at one of the pews in the room with the stained glass window. Just looking at her, you might have thought she was offering a prayer, but the words coming from her mouth were anything but prayerful. They were filled with resentment. They have plenty of money, a sullied woman. And then, I never asked to end up like this. So this is what's beneath that facade. Most likely, money is what she's after. All I need to do now is to confirm my suspicions with them. Just what awful secrets will I uncover? I gave Giselle, sitting in the pew with her head drooped, a cursory glance before leaving the chapel. I had somewhere else to be. Do you now? Oh, he went outside. Well, this is getting good. Let's save over this one, sure. Still under encaged, got it. Let me just check the backlogs, because you never know. Nothing suspicious, got it. Okay. The bitterly cold outside air felt like dozens of needles flowing into my lungs. Ain't that a bitch? I live where it gets really cold during winter sometimes, and woohoo! When you have to walk out in that shit, fuck. It had been so long since I had stepped outside beyond the mansion's walls. A thick mist canopied the night sky, blocking out the moonlight. Naturally, the heavens did not rejoice at my leaving the house. It had been 10 years since I had seen the mansion from outside, and it hadn't changed one bit. A gloomy scar upon the earth, shrouded in darkness. Hardly the kind of place someone would enthusiastically approach. Nevertheless, it was better than that house. His family's house, that is, I'm assuming. Ooh. Oh, excuse me, what? Hello, new character? I don't know if it's male or female, so I'm just going to use my normal voice until I confirm. Yes? Who is it? Michael. What? Michael Bollinger? Bollinger? I still don't know. Just one moment. I'll be right there. Come in. It's a humble abode, but make yourself at home. Okay. Okay, now it says man. Wow, I must say, this is rather unexpected. Just one word, and I would have been up there in a heartbeat. And how was I supposed to do that? I am regrettably fresh out of carrier pigeons now. Right, yes. My apologies. This man, living in a small cottage not far from the mansion, had been hired by the Bollinger family. His job, to watch over me. So, we didn't learn of this prior. I wonder why. Maybe because the maid didn't know about this guy. So that's why it wasn't introduced in the fourth door story. Haha. Good. That's yeah. Holy shit. All right. It's little information like that. Just I love it, man. She didn't know about this guy, so that wasn't in the story prior. That's pretty cool. Anyway, sorry. Continue on, stupid! I'm sorry. Okay. That said, we never actually interacted. He was tasked with keeping track of whether I was still alive and whether I remained in the mansion. The monthly package from my family was delivered to him, which he then passed on to me. Ah, okay, so he's a middleman. Gotcha, okay. It was insipidly convoluted, but it was indicative of how much they wanted to avoid anyone learning about me. Damn. That's, kind of rough. Yeesh. Well then, what can I do for you? The manservant was visibly rattled. Afraid, too, but not because of the difference in our social ranks. I had a pretty good idea what he had been told about me. He was afraid of me, or more specifically my curse. People fear that which they cannot comprehend. Not just children, adults as well. They fear demons, witches, and curses, anything impure and not of this world. But I had long since gotten used to being viewed as such. It didn't sadden me. It didn't disappoint me either. It didn't pain me. Some things were too foolish to concern yourself over. Though it certainly doesn't make me feel good either. I was on some level annoyed. That woman's appearance at the mansion had created ripples in my once tranquil life. So before I got into the real reason for my visit, I decided to take out a bit of my frustration. Oh boy. Are we about to learn that he's not a well-to-be guy? What's he about to do here? Raise your head. There's no need to be afraid. I don't know what you've been told, but I promise I don't bite. How rude of me. You're right. My sincerest apologies. Your job is to keep watch over me. If the mere sight of me has you trembling, what will you do if I try to run? I would have little trouble escaping. That would be quite unfortunate. What would I ever tell your mother? I'm not sure that would end well at all. You could lose everything you've been paid so far. In fact, you might be lucky to get out with your life. Surely your mother would not. You are aware of who you're dealing with, right? Michael, the cursed youngest son of the Belinja family, who made a pact with the devil. I don't need a blade to take your life. You wouldn't even make it back to report anything. Have mercy, Lord Michael. Please do not leave the mansion. Please spare me. Only joking. What? I don't have the power to kill by way of curse. The man fell silent, but the look on his face said, You are cursed though, aren't you? Once someone's got an idea planted in their head, it's nigh impossible to get rid of it. I am so cursed that anyone can see it. But I need to be locked away in a dark mansion. I am here because I had a question for you, not to warn you that I plan to run away. A question? For me? Yes. Approximately 3 weeks ago, a black-haired woman came to the mansion. Tell me what you know about her. I was told there would be an Abigail coming, but that's all. I don't know anything else about her. I swear, that's all I know. I haven't been told anything else. I believe you. I never thought they would tell you anything. Right. He had been hired to observe me, and that's all but that's all he was, a hired hand. He wouldn't be privy to the Bellinger family's internal affairs, after all. Take this. A letter? I need you to deliver it to my mother. You could have just left it in the box from this month's package, and I would have collected it when I dropped off the next one. I am in urgent need of information. Will you do this for me? Yes. Well, yes, absolutely. I'll fetch a delivery boy tomorrow morning. Much appreciated. Good night. You too. Do take care. Alright. So, what she doesn't know... That's interesting. I like that. We're now getting the tidbits of information that she never knew, because she was the maid and she was stuck in the mansion while Michael did little tidbits here and there that he doesn't know. I like that. Oh, that's so good. It's so juicy. What? Lord Michael? Yes. Is it true that you don't have... Would you like me to sew your mouth shut so you can never open it again? Not at all. My sincerest apologies, Lord Michael. That was horribly disrespectful. Good night. 'Cursed I most certainly am. Oh well. Well, that was fun. Ooh, we're back in our chambers. Oh, 10 days later. Okay. Let me just use this. It's a lot faster, actually. Yeah, okay. Nothing new in there. Let me just go ahead and... Still encaged. Got it. My mother's response arrived just 10 days later. The delivery boy must have pushed his horse quite hard. Horses! It was almost exactly a month after Giselle had moved in. 1 month later after she came by. 1 whole month! My lord! Do we not get to see what the letter unfolded? God damn it. More secrets! Alright. And shortly thereafter, on a bone-chilling night, everything came crashing down. The rift between us grew deeper, and the wall between us impossibly high. When I lay bare the scars in her chest, and mercilessly, it's hard to say that word with that voice, okay? Leave me alone. I tried to do it for you, damn it. Plunged my knife into them. Oh my god. Wait, what? Into them? Hold up. What do you mean, them? Hold on. The scars in her chest. Plunged my knife. Oh my god. Ah, her boobas. Hey, them is plural, okay? What else would they be? Okay. Continuing on. How did we get to this point? I hate everything. My spirits were getting darker and darker, like they were slowly sinking into a deep morass. Oh my god! I had been at this mansion for a month, and every day since felt twice as long as it should have. I had been optimistic at first. I'd even had a little hope that me and Michael could get along together. But it hadn't taken long for that hope to be shattered, and a cheer locked away inside me. We lived in the same house, but we never spoke anymore. On the few occasions we did cross paths, he just gave me a cold glare and nothing more. scorn and suspicion in his eyes. How bad could it be then? What the fuck happened? What happened in the household? What happened? Sorry that I keep saving. I'm the type of guy that continuously saves even after like 10 seconds. Okay, leave me alone. I try to be cautious of it, but god damn it, I need to. Whenever he looked at me like that, it felt as though my throat was being constricted, like I was deep underwater and running out of air. Like my very presence in the world was a crime. I never could have imagined just how agonizing constant rejection was. I started despising others, despising myself, despising the world, convinced there was no one who could set me free. I considered running away from everything, rather than live like this another day. But I would have done so long ago if that were actually an option. If they found out I had fled, that I had acted outside their wishes, my mom and sister would pay. I had succeeded in allowing my sister to get married and my mom to live comfortably. I had given them happiness. I couldn't take that away from them again. Not after what I had to go through to do it. Jesus Christ. Alright. No, cut that out. Getting way too depressing, Giselle. Pull yourself together. That's not who you are. Be positive. The negativity. The negativity. A few syllables were mixed up in there. Okay, let me try that again, shall I? The negativity. There we go. Didn't only come from my interactions with Michael either. There seemed to be some kind of terrible presence within the mansion that twisted people's hearts. The mansion was, in fact, a bit of a local legend, which I had been informed about before being sent here. People claimed it was cursed, and that an evil witch had lived in it for many, many years. Michael joked that he was the witch, but I didn't believe him. I'm not usually one to believe in magic or curses at all, but being here so long, I can't help but wonder. Anyway, things can't go on like this. If I was to remain in this house, the situation needed to improve a lot. I was going to lose my mind if things kept up as they were. I was ready to give up once, but I'm going to try closing the distance between us again. If I can get him to open up even the tiniest bit, then maybe that would make living here a little easier. I wasn't going to try to make us best friends or anything. Just repair our relationship enough that being around each other wasn't torturous. I've got my work cut out for me. How do I even begin that conversation? Heck, what is that conversation even going to be about? Maybe I should hold off. Do it another day. No. I've made up my mind to do this, so I should get to it quickly. The longer I wait, the worse things are going to get. And eventually, there won't be any fixing anything. We need to talk. We need to be in the same room for more than 10 seconds. And we need to get to know each other. He needs to know that he's not the reason I have something to hide. Okay. Let's do this. Woo! I made my way to Michael's chambers, which he had told me to stay away from. My stride was slow and ponderous, but at the very least, I did my best to keep some semblance of a smile on my face. Let's put a smile on that face. Anyway. Sorry. I had a little Joker moment. This is the one time where I'd really like to have someone to give me a little nudge. Crap. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Pardon, Master. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Master? I guess he's not here. Nope, okay. The door wasn't locked. As was the rest of the house, his room was shrouded in darkness. The only light came from the candle in my hand. Master? Are you there, Master? I guess I missed him. It's probably best if I don't stick around for long. He's already got a less than stellar impression of me. I don't want to imagine what will happen if he thinks I've been snooping through his room. Yeah, I should get out of here. I spun around on my heels, taking a step toward the door, when I caught sight of an object draped in a black sheet. I knew I had to get out of there as quickly as possible, but I was intrigued by that object. Something he kept hidden in a room I was forbidden to enter. Maybe it was a clue to discovering Michael's secrets. Oh God, snooping about what she just thought was something you shouldn't do at all. No snooping. You don't know where he is. He could be just down the hall right now, and you're a few seconds away from being fucked. Anyway, I digress. I reached my hand down toward the object, knowing good and well I shouldn't. Was it because I wanted to learn more about him? Was it because I wanted to tear down the veil he hid beneath? I was about to say beneath, I don't know why. Hid behind? Or was it the whispers of the witch? Oh, what is it? What is it? Oh. The portrait. A portrait of some girl. What do we have here? I pulled off the sheet, revealing a framed painting of what appeared to be a noble woman with porcelain white skin. What stood out about her, though, was that the woman's hair was as pale as her skin. And then... What? I noticed something else. Wide gashes ravaged the canvas, damaging her face beyond repair. What the... I imagined it had once been a painting of a beautiful woman, but there was hardly a trace of that left. The only feeling it inspired anymore was a deep chill. This damage was not accidental. It was deliberate, angry, and the contempt emanating from within the frame was stifling. Thick, suffocating blackness seeped into me. Why would anyone? She was surely the most beautiful woman. Angelic, even. A storm of questions assaulted me. Who was she? Why had her face been carved up? Why had the painting been uncovered? Sorry, why had the painting been covered? What had happened? Who could have? There's only one person who could have done this. Michael. Why on earth? You saw it, didn't you? You saw the painting, didn't you? You entered my room without permission, and you saw the painting, didn't you? Angelic, you say? There's nothing angelic about that damned woman. I scrambled... Oh, excuse me, woohoo! I scrambled to make some excuse, but nothing would come out of my mouth. All I could do was tremble. Oh, fuck! Okay. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I should be reading, but I don't want to. Holy fuck. Okay. This took a turn. Damn, he's got some pearly eyes, though. Whew. Even I want to smash him. What?
Why did you enter my chambers? What were you looking for? Answer me. My mouth wouldn't move properly. I couldn't make my voice come out. It was like I wasn't even in my own body anymore. The wisps of air that were drawn into my lungs were expelled as hoarse gasps. My breaths were shallow and rapid. I was inhaling, but I wasn't getting any air. I was terrified of his eyes, of his voice, of his feelings, of the knife he was holding up to me, of the terrible past I was chained to. The man's voice, the man's very flesh, terrified me. What were you trying to find? What were you? And what were you planning to do with it? Answer me. Another thing you refuse to tell me, then?
No, I'm trying. Nothing's coming out of my mouth, though. Everything's so bright, and I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe.
That's fine, though. You don't have to tell me. I have a pretty good idea.
Idea? What do you mean?
Money is what brought you to the Belinja estate. And it's what brought you to me, too. There are countless people who would love to see that house fall. And a noble family fears nothing more than disrepute. You were, I presume, approached by someone scheming the Belinjas' downfall.
No.
And as it just so happens, the Belinjas have a very unfortunate secret, one they are quite desperate to keep under wraps. Me. Someone suspected I might still be alive, so they sent you to dig up information about me. My very existence threatens to tear down that house. The cursed youngest son of the Belinja family, Michael, who made a pact with the devil, who is supposed to be dead, but is very much alive. You sweet-talked your way into that house, and into information about me and my present situation, and you meant to trade that information for money. I bet whoever it was put quite a handsome price on it, too. Or maybe the one plotting to ruin the Belinja family is you.
No, that's not true.
Then enlighten me.
Please, hear me out. I didn't know anything about you. I wasn't sniffing around or trying to bring you harm in any way.
Then tell me, if that's not the reason you wormed your way into the Belinja estate, and that's not what you're doing here, then tell me what is. Tell me why you came into this mansion.
You want me to tell you about that? No way, that's asking way too much.
Tell me.
I swear, I haven't done anything to wrong you. I simply wanted to make our life together a little more comfortable. Bring some warmth to this frigid relationship we have. That's the only reason I wanted to find out more about you.
I must assume I'm right then, Giselle.
I must tell him he's wrong. I must tell him I mean him no harm. I can't say anything.
A merchant's daughter became an abigail at a noble house. Could you come up with a more obvious lie?
Your father's the one who... Wait. How does he know that I'm from a merchant's family?
You look perplexed. I may be imprisoned in this house, not free to move about as I please, but I have my ways. I know everything.
Everything? And he knows about that too.
Oh, yes, I do know.
Don't.
And your quest for money?
Don't say it.
You slept with my father.
Yeah, I suspected that. Sag. Oh, sorry. I know, it's just a pearly white screen right here. Flashbang!
In that moment, Michael plunged his knife into my heart.
Oh.
He carved through my chest with those words, causing me to completely lose control of myself. In a panicked frenzy, he probably... sorry, I read that wrong. And probably screaming all the way. I knocked the man aside and ran away. I could hear a clap of thunder in the distance. Oh, how I wished a bolt of lightning would come crashing down upon me. Maybe if God burned my tainted flesh with a divine thunderbolt, it would get rid of some of the filth. But the jagged streaks of light cascading across the dark clouds did not strike me, only creating restless grumbles in the sky.
But here's the thing. Was it consensual or was it rape? And I fucking absolutely hate that R word. Some of you have been long before my other Let's Plays. You know that, right? I hate anything like that. And back in these times, that was very much likely. Men usually just put themselves onto other women, right? Especially when it's a noble man and a merchant woman, right? Yeah, it's probably going to be that, right? I like the thundering sound effects too. This whole video is like, holy fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh man, I hate that I suspected correctly too. Something fucked up happened, and that was one of my suspicions. Fuck. Damn. Alright.
Why? I knew that if I fled to that mansion, I would likely be causing trouble for my mom and sister. But I was helpless to stop myself. All I could do was run from all that threatened me with no regard for the consequences. Before long, small droplets of rain began falling, which soon grew heavy enough to penetrate the forest canopy and reached the ground where I stood. The downpour drowned out my tears and my cries. Because I had rushed from the mansion without even putting on a cloak Each cold winter droplet stung bitterly against my flesh. But the bite of the rain was like a warm embrace compared to what I've been through before. Michael had spoken the truth. As much as I wanted to deny it, to avert my eyes, reality was forever engraved in this body. No, I don't want to think about it. But I had no say in the matter. Yeah, okay. God damn it. I hate that in stories, man. Ugh, disgusting. Get that out of my head! Do not bring me into a flashback. God fucking damn it. I have to go through this now too. I don't want to. Can I skip? Can I just skip? God damn it. I don't want to. Her crime. Oh my. Get the fuck. Alright. The sooner I just get it done and over with. God damn it. What? So the father's name is Antonin. Okay. Great name. Jesus Christ. Alright. I should probably just give him an asshole voice, but my throat is already thrashing enough as it is, so I just... Whatever. Come over here, Giselle. Okay, may I ask why you asked me here so late at night, Master? Oh, I just wanted to have a little chat. Care for some wine? Come closer, and I'll pour you a glass. I had this wine imported from up north. They use very hard water, and like it's rather tart, so it leaves quite the lasting impression on your tongue. And yet it goes down so easily, you just can't seem to stop. What do you say? Have a sip. Or does your expertise as a trader allow you to evaluate a wine's quality without tasting it? No, but, please, Giselle, don't trample all over my good graces. Very well then. I will have a sip, Master, but no more. He kept fucking pushing. Disgusting. Have you ever considered growing out your hair? Having long hair made it difficult to do my job. You're not a merchant anymore, though. You deserve to look like a woman that you truly are. I have no doubt longer hair would accentuate your natural beauty. It's a gorgeous shade of black. So deep a man could get lost in it for years. It would contrast the color of your skin fabulously. Highlight your eyes, your cheekbones, your nape, your shoulders, and your chest. I should get going. Oh, but we're not done talking yet, dearie. I would not want to lack a sleep to interfere with my ability to work tomorrow. Thank you very much for the wine. It was delicious. Oh, no need to be so cold-hearted now. From the moment I first laid eyes on you. Master? That's enough fooling around for one night. Now, don't be afraid. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I simply want to express my love. Let go of me. I only came here to work, nothing more. The first time I saw you, I thought it would be a tragic waste to leave you to wither away working as some little street-side job. Shop. Did they say shop or job? Shop. Okay, sorry, excuse me. I got a bad taste in my mouth after this. I gotta shake it though. Gotta continue. Stop. You can't tell me you didn't know a merchant girl had no place in a house like this, even as a servant. There's only one reason you would be allowed here.
No, I swear, it's never even crossed my mind. It would seem you're even more innocent than you look. But you figured it all out by now, haven't you? No, let go of me! Stop this!
Keep your voice down.
Do not shout, Giselle. If anyone were to find out about this, you would be the ones shouldering the consequences, not me. What? You are a maid, and I am the master of the house. Whose word do you think holds more weight? Don't worry. I won't do anything to hurt you. I promise your family will be exceptionally well taken care of. Your mother will have the comfortable life you wanted for her. But you know what will happen if you raise a fuss and make a fool of yourself. Not only will your family not get any of our money, and not only will your sister not get to marry, you'll all spend the rest of your lives on the streets. How could you be so cruel? This is blackmail. Blackmail? For a merchant's daughter, you don't know much about trade, do you? Then let me give you a little lesson about market value. The good you are after, Giselle, are not cheap. The goods you are after, excuse me. Understood? Now, let me see that beautiful body of yours. Come on. Why? Was that really necessary? We didn't need undressing sound effects. Come on, man. God damn it.
He was an older man, so I hadn't expected him to be very strong. But I couldn't break free of his grip, and I found myself entirely at his mercy. Beneath the gaudy outfits lay a hungry beast, and I was seeing the creature's true colors for the first time that day. The aging man ran his disgusting, slobbery tongue across my exposed skin.
Jesus Christ, the detail.
Everything he placed his hands upon withered away. Every piece of flesh he pressed his lips against putrefied. Rotted. Decayed. Rankled. I trembled in revulsion, at which the man laughed, seemingly interpreting it is something else.
I can't say that word in that voice. That sucks.
It kills the mood. I wondered what kind of place hell was. If hell's wardens only flayed and carved their prisoners, I would have preferred that instead. I would have rather been sliced into tiny little chunks and cast into the hellfire. I would have chosen eternal torment over being touched by this man another second. But I didn't get to choose my hell. Eventually the man forced open the gates I had been holding fast, and spread his— oh my god.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
And spread his festering death inside of me.
Whew. Quite graphic. Okay. I feel ick. I feel ick all over my body. Oh, God. Okay. Anyways. Gotta continue on reading.
Listen to me, Giselle. It is in both of our best interests to keep this between the two of us. If you can do that, I'll continue to do good by you and your family.
Oh, don't look at me like that, please. I'm thrilled to have you here in this house, Giselle. She has long since lost her mind, after all. The mother, I'm guessing. It's torture just being in the same room. And my sons, they hardly ever come home. But you, Giselle, you give color to my dull life. You make it exciting once again. Oh yeah, those are beautiful words she wants to hear after being raped. Perfect. You fucking disgusting imbecile. Anyway, now go back onto your room. I'll be waiting here at the same time next week. Once a week? Oh, there's a schedule. Ugh. Ugh. Disgusting. Sorry. Shivers just ran down my spine. Yikes. I couldn't escape from that man's grasp. Not when he used my family against me. Some weeks I would just not go to his chambers, my one feeble means of resistance. But when I did that, he would send another Abigail to come find me the next day. Oh, God. Persistent bugger. Disgusting. I couldn't ignore his summons when he got other people involved. And then, when the two of us were alone, the mask would come off. And he would discipline me for not showing up before taking care of his usual business. On good days, he would leave bruises in inconspicuous places. My abdomen, my inner thighs. But he went as far as carving a word into my skin with a knife. Harlot. That was why I was afraid of knives. That explained why she couldn't say anything. Oof. That was why I was afraid of men shouting. I wasn't even sure what to regret anymore. I was in far too deep. There was no turning back the clock. I even considered taking my own life on more than one occasion. But every time the thought crossed my mind, happy memories came with it. Back when it was just the three of us girls in the shop. Beautiful memories. Life may not have been easy, but it was never dull either. I didn't want it. I didn't want to end my life at its absolute lowest point. I wanted, if just temporarily, to go back to the way things were back then. That objective was the only thing that allowed me to keep going. When I was in his presence, I tried to convince myself I was merely an object. I had no emotion, so he couldn't hurt me. I was merely a vessel, a construct of flesh and bones. His hands couldn't reach my heart, for it was not connected to my body. Doing that made it a little easier to bear. But the reality was, it was impossible to completely sever my heart from my body. It's still going. God. I need a break. Oof. Jesus Christ. I'll be right back. You are Giselle, aren't you? One day, the mistress of the estate stopped me in the halls. She had, supposedly, once been quite beautiful, but now she was only haggard and bony. Her skin dry, her eyes sunken, her hair faded and stripped of its luster, her head down, her cracked lips barely moving as she spoke. Age didn't appear to be the only thing working its merciless magic on her either. There seemed to be something eating away at her from the inside too,
something that could burst at the lightest touch.
Yes, I am Giselle. Is there something I can do for you?
The mistress rarely ever left her chambers. I had been told it had been years since she attended family supper. Oh, is this the wife? Or the mother, I guess. Well, to Michael, the mother. The wife of the disgrace of all mankind. Anyway. So, what would bring her to come looking for someone like me?
And you. What?
I wasn't sure I wanted to know the answer.
You are having relations with my husband, aren't you?
Well, that's right, kitty cat. Meow indeed. Oh boy.
You are, aren't you? Madam.
I don't know. I have nothing to go on how exactly those ahs are. Anyways. You wretched creature! She was telling me the truth. She? Who spilled the beans? One of the maids are little gossipers. Well. One of my trusty maids caught a glimpse of you through a crack in the door. She saw you with him, you filthy rat. You seduced my husband. Wrong. You devil, you conniving witch. You don't get it, do you? You don't realize how grievous your sin is, do you? Someone, anyone, restrain this girl. She's a demon, a devil. Tie her up and hand her over to the clergy. Clergy? Yeah. No, that won't be enough. A witch. You have to burn her bones, scatter the ashes, or she'll just come back to life. Yes, execute her, kill this woman, burn the witch, seize the piece she's stolen from me. Okay, she has indeed gone a little bit psycho. Got it. Cursed. It's cursed. This house is cursed. Not only has it taken away my daughter, now it's trying to take away my husband. Daughter? I thought there was only 2 sons. Okay, well now this is confusing. I'm confused. Whatever. Oh God, please shine thy cleansing light upon this house. I knew it would be a waste of breath trying to talk to her. She was not of sound mind. Yeah, clearly. There was madness in her eyes.
I didn't even have to make a fuss about it. It happened all on its own.
Well, no. One of the maids spilled the beans to this crazy chick. But anyway.
If there was no way around it, then I should have just done it myself after the first time.
I mean, yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I didn't have the energy to argue with her, or to cry, or to shout. Before long, a crowd began to form around me and the sobbing mistress, and in it stood him. I assumed he would just stand back and watch, but much to my surprise, he stepped in with an embarrassed look on his face to try to settle his wife down and convince her not to have me executed. Maybe he did have a heart after all. No. Or maybe he just wanted to save face. There you go. There you go. That's the correct answer there, sweet cheeks. Regardless, instead of being burned at the stake, it was decided that I would be sent away to some remote forest. One of the previous Bollinger family heads had purchased a mansion there long ago, but it had been abandoned because of the stories people told about it. Oh my god. They said a cursed witch dwelled in the house. She had returned to life after being executed, and now skulked about in the darkness. It was the perfect place to banish a sinner, and so accused, excuse me. I was in... My god, this fucking voice is starting to really hurt my throat. But I love doing it. I was in a carriage on my own way out of the capital the next day. I added in another word, I don't know why. I think I'm growing tired. Yes, that's the reason. I hope my mom and sister are alright. Probably not. The two of them will believe in me. Even if no one else does. So why are we watching this portion if we already know what happens? I mean, she goes to the mansion, she meets Michael, and bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Alright. I guess they wanted to milk a little bit more out of the scene of the backstory of what happened. Alright. The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. Just a silent coachman and his single sullied passenger. Looking out through the window, I could see the city wall slowly fading into the distance behind us. I doubted I would ever set foot in this land again. Ever cross the Grand Pont again. It was a saddening reality, but at the same time, I felt a surge of relief. As you could probably tell, the voice has gotten a little bit less deepened. My throat hurts. So yes, it is slightly different from earlier on in this video, but I mean, you have to give me some leeway. Come on, man. That voice hurts after doing it for 2 hours straight, man. Please. Anyway. I keep checking. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen again. Not until a little while. So, I don't know why I still try it, but hey, I was wrong before. There is some weird shit that went on in the backlogs. Okay. I had finally escaped from that house. I had finally escaped from that man. The sense of freedom slightly lessened the weight of everything else I was feeling. A good while after we left the capital, the coachman handed me a letter. On the sheet of parchment was a rather startling revelation. There was someone else already living in the house where I was to reside. The Bellinger's youngest child. But the letter didn't say why he had been sent to the cursed mansion, only that he was there. Beyond that, the letter only made a single request. That I look after him and not ask any questions. So I'm not just being sent off to the middle of nowhere. I still have work to do. If I look after whoever's at the mansion, then they'll do the same for my family. I don't have much to say in the matter either way, I suppose. The carriage rattled and shook as it traversed the stony path, and bouncing around inside it, I resolved to take back my life. The peace I had once known, the cheerfulness I had lost. And to do so, I would forget. Lock away my memories. Bury every terrible thing that had happened to me. Cast aside those memories and find my smile once more. I have no idea who I'm going to find there, but they couldn't possibly do anything worse to me. I'll greet them with a smile and do my best to build up a decent relationship with them. I figured since the both of us had been banished to the same cursed mansion, there would probably be other things we had in common. And so, I would forget it all and get my life back. Get my smile back. Yeah, you thought, but nope. Can't have anything nice. Can't have a decent story. It's all gonna be tragedy. And that was everything that led up to me arriving at the mansion. All the wounds I never wanted to open again. I didn't want to think about that. I've been trying so hard to forget about it. I wanted to forget all about it. So why? Why do you have to make me remember? All I did was believe that we could make things work. Why? How could you? God. I can't take it anymore. Oh, God. Improvise, bitch. Oh, damn. That was quick thunder. Thunder after thunder, back to back. Once the memories had broken free, they all flooded back with perfect clarity. Exactly how he ran his hands across me. Exactly where he hit me, where he cut me. Like I was going through it again, this very moment. Sounds like she's probably puking, but hopefully they don't say that she is. I don't want to hear about it. Or read the details of it. The rain was cooling me down on the outside, but so much nauseating heat had built up in my gut. I vomited all over the ground. I threw up, and I threw up, and I threw up until there was nothing left but bile. I love how it just does it anyways, after I asked not for them to do it. They just do it, alright? Ask and you shall not receive, but the opposite, bitch. Okay. And when I had nothing left to expel, the strength evacuated from my knees, and I collapsed. I didn't know if everything was blurry because of the rain, or because my eyes had decided they were done looking at anything. The whole world twisted before me. Michael's no different. My attempts to get close to him, to always keep a smile on, it was all a waste. The look in his eyes was terrifying. Like he didn't believe in anything at all. So he probably wouldn't have believed me if I had told him the truth. If he's convinced... Oh, right, because the mother... Oh, shit, she doesn't know. He's only getting half the story, man. Oh, the mother wrote back because he explicitly fucking gave the letter to the mother. God damn it. Yeah. I honestly blacked out at that point, so I didn't register that until just now. Son of a bitch. Alright. If he's so convinced I have an ulterior motive, there's probably no changing his mind. Such a cold rain. If I lie down here and go to sleep, I wonder if all the warmth will eventually drain from my body. And then I'll decompose and become part of the earth. You know, that might actually be nice. I'd like that. I always thought I didn't want to die. That I wanted to go back to the way things were. But who cares anymore? I did my best after all. And that still got me nowhere. Cheerful Giselle. Giselle? Sorry. Was all just a farce.
And when I'm dead, all my worry for my mom and sister will fade away with me. Oh God, I doubt you have a place for me on high. I am, after all, an unclean woman. But I've given up on living altogether. But even if I can't get into heaven, that's okay. I want release.
The rain pitter-pattered down through the leaves overhead, chilling my skin. The cold spread through my flesh and into my bones, my heart and my lungs and stomach, freezing me like a block of ice. My consciousness drifted away from me, and the world slipped through my fingers. More than fear, I felt relief. Utter black, and that, I was sure, was the end of me.
Psych! Maybe not. We're switching over to Michael. I see chains. Oh, no, we're back to the... Oh, okay. Oh! Ah! Ah! Okay, my cat is really fucking pissing... Okay. She's meowing constantly, so that means I must go now. I'll end it right here, even though we're back to the present, apparently, maybe. But, there's chains in the background I'm seeing. There's silhouettes of it, anyway. And we're met here with the maid. Well, the maid that we know from previous, not just what we saw. Anyway, that was 2 hours of woo! Woo! Woohoo! Woo! Oh, shit. I'm crazy! Yes, you are, Sinikle. Yes, you are. Yeah. That was fun, wasn't it? Not the part about the you-know-what, but... Oh, none of this was fun. It was all tragic and... Yeah, okay. Well... I mean, there was a slight moment earlier on, like way earlier on, like, let's say the very beginning, but that quickly just dived away, didn't it? I just saved it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's just go back to the title, shall we? Yeah, let's go back to the title. We're done here, right? Yeah, we're good. We're still good. I think. Oh God. Oh, my sanity has died down. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I got nothing else to say. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there will be more of the house in Fata Morgana soon! I don't know why I did that voice, but hey, it got through, right? It got through. I hope to see you all next time. See you then. Bye-bye!